A strange realization. You see, there comes a moment in life when you realize something rather curious. You've been running, but you don't quite know where you're going. And I noticed this quite early on. Not that there was anything wrong with the world, but there was something peculiar about the way we were taught to live in it. As if we were always preparing for life, but never actually living it. I was born in England in 1915, and from a very young age I found myself fascinated by questions that didn't interest most people. While others were learning what to think, I was more interested in why we think at all. There was always this sense that reality was not quite what it appeared to be. And so, instead of accepting the world as it was presented, I began to look beneath it. Quite early in life, I encountered the philosophies of the East: Buddhism, Taoism, Zen, and Sudenli. Something clicked. Here was a way of seeing life that did not treat it as a problem to be solved, but as something to be experienced. And this is when I began to understand something very simple and yet profoundly overlooked. The meaning of life is simply to be alive. Strange, isn't it? So obvious, and yet so easily missed. Later, I moved to the United States, and there I encountered a culture deeply committed to what I can only describe as the Great Rush. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry, to achieve, to become, to arrive somewhere. But no one seemed to ask, arrive where, and for what? It was as if people were climbing a ladder without ever questioning whether it was leaning against the right wall. So I began to speak, not as a preacher, not as an authority, but as someone who had noticed something and felt compelled to share it. And what I discovered was quite remarkable. People weren't just listening, they were recognizing something, not learning something new, but remembering something old, as if the truth had always been there, waiting quietly beneath the noise. You see, the fundamental illusion is the idea that you are separate from the universe, that you are a little ego, trapped inside a bag of skin, trying to survive in a world that is outside of you. But that's not quite right. You are not in the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself. And when this is seen, not as an idea, but as a reality, something begins to shift. The fear softens, the tension dissolves, and life becomes less of a struggle and more of a dance. Now, don't misunderstand me. I was not some perfectly enlightened being. Far from it. I had contradictions, struggles, difficulties, like anyone else. And this is important, because understanding life does not mean controlling it. Awakening does not mean escaping the human experience. It means seeing through it while still fully participating in it. Life, you see, is not a journey to a destination. It is much more like music. When you listen to music, you don't listen in order to get to the end. If you did, the best musicians would be the ones who played the fastest. But that's not the point. The point is the music itself. And in the same way, the point of life is not to arrive somewhere in the future. It is to be fully present in the unfolding of it right now. So perhaps the question is not, what should I do with my life? But rather, am I actually living it? Because the moment you stop chasing, stop trying to become, stop postponing yourself into the future, you begin to notice something quite extraordinary. You were never separate. You were never behind. You were never incomplete. You were always this. And perhaps the meaning of life was never something to be found, but something you have been all along.